Oh, I think we're in. What a post. Like store we take back copy. There we go. Oh, why did you start live streaming and get hiccups? Hey. I can't be bothered to any more links. There we go. That on that tab. Live stream. Yeah. Area you need to change your video resolution. Current resolution is which is not supported. What? Why does this happen? The expected video resolution is 1920 by 1080. Pretty sure it should be more than that. Michael, hey! Hopefully the stream's working fine. YouTube shouting at me again, even though I thought I fixed it. So it should be okay. Apologize now for coughing. Some relaxing music on, and then we'll jump in. Volume mixer. I don't have my desktop audio coming through the stream just because I'm listening to music. Michael, what's your vid? Guns look great. Ah, they feel so much nicer. Honestly. So I just made a change as well where the load screen shows when you first start. And then when the headset's on, nice. But yeah, there's a bit of work to do. They're a little bit not so happy when you release with different hands, so we'll be working on that. But the actual grabbing is quite nice. So we're going to do a little bit of coding in this one and just kind of work on this. Got a new hand snap system, so I can actually grab different points. We can go through the whole thing properly, but we'll kind of just work on it. Everything feels so much smoother now. The door handles are broke. This one's broke. It grabs the center point of the mesh, so if I grab it, it goes to the middle. But it does still work really nicely, which is cool. The door handles, I also need to look into them. This side works fine, so we can grab with both hands, but the other side of the door handle does not. So there's a couple of little bugs here and there that I'm just making my way through, and we're going to try and fix as much as possible. But for the guns, the rifle feels so much nicer. this is what I'm going to work on now. Is I'm going to improve the grab location, so the green sphere. I'm going to move that. I think I'm going to move it up so it's where the fingers are on the meshes. So we'll do that first and see how it goes. Also, hopefully you guys can hear me. Be handy. Turn the volume a little bit. So I have the hand pass through here. So skeleton mesh hand makes it a little bit easier to read. I am getting 2 errors, which I need to fix. It's driving me crazy. But we can do that later. So what I want to do is I want to change this local grab position from the motion controller to the hand. Problem is, I don't think it's going to work properly. I think this is going to go to the root of the skeleton mesh. So down at the wrist. So I might have to add a socket or something to get the location between the fingers. Yeah, so it's further down now. But we kind of want it where the index finger is, roughly. When you grab something, that's where you kind of go to grab it. So if we take that into account, it might be a bit easier to work with. The hands. I'm trying to decide if I want to do a socket or bones. I could get the bone position, or we just create a socket. Let's find. Rename socket. Somewhere like that. This might only work with the right hand, but if we do get socket location, S underscore. Why did I always rename it and I always forget what I call it? Grab location. Double check this. I only do it on the right hand. There we go. So it's moved up. That's not too bad. That feels nicer already. Why is the hand not moving? What have I done? Did they work on that one? Okay. Oh, I know what you are. That's fine. Let's use you. Make notes as we go. Michael, did you ever make a two-handed sword? I love that in the template, so I can modify it into a hockey stick. Um, Not a two-handed sword, but you could just take the gun code. You could just take the code in here now and then just add it to the sword. The only thing you gotta be careful of is how close they are together. If you've got them far away, it should be fine. The math might be a little bit funky, but you just have to keep that in mind. Oh, I think this is what I had problems with. It was rushing around. Tried that a little while back. Guessing that says no success. I've got a little bloody heart in the chat thing that I can't see. It's animated, and they're moving now, but the rotation's wrong. Let's double check what the rotations are for my pistol. Because when I tried to fix this yesterday, it just didn't work. Oh, I got the hearts in chat. Nice. Where we're going. Grab component is a child of grip 8090. Uh, Install right 160 10 Dave, I just got to fix these rotations and then we should be okay actually. As long as it's not too badly messed up, it shouldn't switch around. AJ, welcome. How's it going? Pistol, left hand. Easy to just copy it, isn't it? As long as these line up to the right place. So the left hand doesn't have an animation on it because I'm just reusing the right hand animation and then mirroring it. So I just need it to line up roughly. I can then add a second animation to the left hand specifically. So it should be alright. Shreyas, yo! Welcome to the stream. Let's test this now. A little bit off. Yay, the hand's animated though. Feels so good. Okay. I need to align the hands, but they are the right way around. This bloody error! It's been doing my head in for like 3 days. We'll do that one then, and then I'm going to double check the shotgun just to make sure it's all correct. Trigger. Trigger, of course it moves. Okay, move that down. Line this up. I'm going to do the same thing with the rifle. I'm going to double check the Trigger rotation. Okay, that one's fine. Might as well make it all tidy while we're in here. I'm going to move this one down just so I can copy the variables a little bit easier to different monitor. Shotgun, trigger, that's fine. Located correctly, rotation's fine. And snap left. See, the location doesn't matter, but the rotation is the one that's important. That's the wrong hand. Alright. I gotta turn this other light off. I got it so you guys could see me better, but I can't see anything. There we go. AJ, your tutorials are super helpful. Awesome. It's always nice to hear. Do you know when we will get the new GDXR plugin for 5.4? They haven't even released 5.4 yet, so no. It's normally a couple of months, but I wouldn't recommend using 5.4 anyway just yet. Stick with the versions that work. Because the problem is, if you start moving to a different version of the engine that's still in preview, you don't know whether the bug's to do with your code, your setup, or the actual project. Shotgun's not playing an animation. Shoot left. I'm going to redesign all of this code as well. Shoot left. That should be the fire. I'm not sure why it hasn't got this on it. Sam, hi. I bought UVRT on UV Marketplace. Will I get only the current version? Do I need to buy the project updates and fixes separately? No, you just buy it once, and then when I put these updates out, you just get them. You cannot add them to existing projects. It's not like here's an update, add it into a game you're already building. It's a case of you use the template as a starting point. Simon, hi Jonathan. Will you ever do an AR for Android tutorial? I'm struggling. We got some plans to do a short series for an Android setup. Because we've got. See if I can find the link to it. They've been working on this project recently, which is really cool, with a guy called Warren Fern up at York University, and used Unreal Engine 5 to build a AR application with image tracking. So we're going to do a few videos together to get this up and running so you guys can see what it's like. So these are all different QR codes, and then you can go in. My partner's not very well, so you can hear her coughing.
Sorry.
It's alright. But yeah, so you can scan all these QR codes using Android, and this was just running on a Lenovo tablet. But I'll put this in the chat. It's pretty cool. We got it in the local news, which was awesome. Trays. We can use sockets to add the location of the hands. Yeah, you can do. That's what I've just done there. So I added a socket to the hand, and then I get that location. So it's pretty much up to me whereabouts on the hand that point is, as long as it's connected to the root bone. Are you going to add recoil to those guns? Yes. So all the other guns have recoil, and that's why I'm trying to debug why the shotgun does not. Because the shotgun should have an animation that plays when you fire it. Oh, so it's got one. So it's just the end that fires. These are from the Epic pack. That's why. So I haven't made these animations myself. Skirmish gun, shotgun, animations. Oh, so it doesn't have like an actual aim up kind of situation. For coded recoil, I won't be doing any of that. I'll just be relying on the animations for this. I do plan on doing a full, basically another template which has a full whole weapon system built in. But for this one, it doesn't really need that because people using this for e-learning and ArcViz and stuff. Michael, thanks for helping me get mixture out utility kit to make a window using the box mask capacity. I don't think that was me. I think that was somebody else in the Discord. But yeah, that was cool. Mask capacity, afternoon, all trays, all the template can be replaced with a newer template, right? Yeah, you can. Once this is out, you can just create a new template, and then you can get access to it. You won't be able to just drop this into an existing project. It won't work that way. It's the reason it has to be a template. It's designed to be a starting point for a project, not to be upgraded and added in halfway through. Otherwise, it's just going to break all of your code. Simon, I can get to work on my Samsung, but nobody else will run it. Bizarre. No one else will run it. It might be an Android version issue. We had to target a specific version of Android for the tablets that we were using. So you have to keep that in mind. I had to make a recoil animation. Yeah, there isn't one in there. So I have to do that. Your template, I mean, is... All the template, I mean, is the... this bloody little heart thing. All the template, I mean, is the older GDXR 5.3 template. The one that's currently on the marketplace is older than the version that I'm working in right now. You don't have access to this. That's pretty much what I'm working on now. So the shotgun doesn't have a, a recoil animation, so we don't have to worry about that. But the hands are going to work. The rifle works. That's fine. We updated the grab location, grab socket location. Uh, trying to think. Trying to figure out which way or where I'm bouncing to next. Okay, pistol updated. I'm gonna redo most of that code at some point for the weapons anyway. Which is gonna be cool. I'm also gonna remove the fact that it uses a data table because it seems to be confusing people. I put it in there as an example, but it does seem to be confusing people. Got rifle at the bottom. Oh, I want to change that. Little things. I want to rename the hand snap location right trigger. Trigger right location. Trigger left. That's both. Application barrel right. That's application barrel left. Cool. That is the rifle named correctly. Um, Shotgun. Let's double check those. Barrel left. Oh wait, what? Oh yeah, this is right. I thought I was on the sword. I was wondering, right. That's application barrel left. That's application trigger left. Trigger right. Cool. I don't think I'm using that either. Oh, sorry for coughing. Well, I think we got something. Um, Shreyas, I really like the data table. Do use it a lot now because I have branches out of 5. Okay. See, if I know people are using it, I'll keep it in. I'll just try and improve it. I just wasn't too sure because I know some people wanted to be able to drag and drop them in and then just access the weapon information from here. But what I might do is let's see if I can do a drop down list instead of having to type it in. That might be a bit easier. There we go. Something I was wondering, when you pick a weapon up, does your hand go into and the gun takes over? Go. Does your hands go invisible and the gun hands take over? No, no. So right. Okay. So to explain how this works is when the player, so in here, I've cleaned all this code up as well, so it's no longer overcomplicated. When you press the grab button, we get the closest grab component and also feed through the motion controller right and aim to the grab component, which is attached to the guns themselves. Then they have a child component, which is hand snap location trigger left. And this is just the best way to show this actors is here. And this is a skeletal mesh with nothing in it. We're basically using this as a position to set the information up in there. And then they go through it. So if I open this one back up and then I change the visibility to like showing game, you'll see that when we start, what happens is we've got our 2 skeletal mesh hands, and then when we grab, they're pretty much just invisible, and we put our hands, basically move them to that location. So the skeletal mesh hands, this one here, detaches from our motion controller, attaches to the grab component, and then the weapon attaches to the motion controller, basically. So they still exist, so you can see here, they've only got the one hand. When I grab it, it goes upside down because we're now attaching the other hand to it. So it might be a little bit more expensive because they are skeletal meshes, but the accuracy that it gives you is kind of a benefit as well. And plus, if you just set them so they're not rendering, I believe you'll save some draw calls, so it should be okay. And they've got no animations on there anyway, or you could remove them. But it's entirely up to you. It means that you're not having to deal with making skeletal meshes visible, hidden, and trying to get different references to them. By keeping it on the player and we're just moving the player's hands to a different location, it gives us way more control over it. It's so much easier to work with. And then what we do, so the logic is it goes from the player to the grab component. The grab component also looks, so in here, it looks for the snap hand location. So we do a bunch of code in here to find which hand is closer. If it's set to both, for example, so if I select one of these, we've got a drop down here so I can choose whether it's a right hand, a left hand, or if it's on both, it'll take one input, so I can show you on the pistol. Which one will be? I have got one that has just one hand. So here, the slider, it just has one of them and it's set to both. So it detects this, and then it will just use that one position to set the hand to it. So I hope that makes sense. I'll do a proper video breakdown of how it works for the documentation once I'm there, but it's two different hands, so you don't have to worry about it. Just makes life easier. You can see here on the ladder as well, I'm just using the same one, and it also doesn't need a grab component. So in this, the only thing that tells it it's climbable is the collision preset. So I just add a static mesh, tell it that it's world climbable, and then I just add the static mesh hands, set them to both, and it'll just automatically detect which one it is. Yes, there are no extra draw calls after testing it a huge amount in the GDXR template. Yeah, I just wasn't too sure. I know the draw calls won't render, but I was worried about the skeletons themselves having to calculate, but they're not animated and they're not doing anything, so it should be fine. There's no other way around it, to be honest. I generally can't think of any other way around it. What you could do is once you place them in, you might actually be able to go to hand snap location and then remove the data from here. So clear, clear. And then we jump back in. I don't know if it's going to update them. I updated the one. Strange. Oh, it's because it's set in the blueprints, I think. Yeah, I've got them set in the blueprints as well. So I could clear that. And then go from that way. Either way, it shouldn't be too bad of a thing. There's no other way around it. You basically need those in there anyway. So it should all be good. That's a good cup of tea. The door handles. That's one that I do have to try and figure out. Where is my hands? Where is my super suit? What? You think the same thing? Spend too much time together, that's what it is. It also just means another excuse to watch Incredibles. Left hand, right hand. So these are also set to both, but this one is only working on the one side. G, have you successfully reduced the player capsule size on climbing so that we can go on top of the tunnels? Yes. So if I jump in, the position's a little bit lower than the camera, so you do have to lift yourself over it. Actually, I'm gonna have to turn the capsule on, aren't I? I always turn this on, and then I forget to do it, and I put up a build, and everyone's like, "Why can I see the capsule?" And then I turn it off, and then I'm like, "I need it." This whole detective one is so much nicer. Okay, so if I grab, you can see that the spear's there now. So it is a little bit off still, but the problem is if I try and up the position, up. Right. Let's say we're doing this one. You can go down, and it's pretty much arm's length now. But if I let go, I think I stay small. So yeah, I've still got some bug fixes with that. I'm kind of stuck in the floor. So I am still working on that one, but it is a little bit more accurate. I've also adjusted it so the capsule size can be changed as well, but I am still working on stuff. Um, yeah, there's an issue. We can save performance in some other areas. Yeah, it's a whole balance, really. If you want the functionality, you're kind of going to have to use some resources for it. So yeah, going back to that climbing, it's one thing I want to have a look at as well, is why I'm going through the floor. I don't know why it's clipping. It should just move us up. So if I'm a little bit higher, it works. Also, the capsule center, I've got blasting my ear. The center capsule as well moves down because of the offset for the VR camera and the headset. So it needs to keep that in mind. If I adjust it manually, there's a really horrible snapping. So I'd rather have the capsule underneath the player slightly. So you got to lift yourself up and over, because you kind of have to do that anyway. But it just feels nicer. So it's another one of those balance things. Make it feel nice or make it look like crap. Door handle. It's not showing now. Did I break it on? Yeah. Trace, I had a question. If I'm creating a build for the Quest 2 with post-process volume, I'm facing a lot of issues like I get rendering one eye. It's not supported, that's why. To support post-process volume, you need to use mobile HDR, and it's not supported on the Quest 2. Quest 2 or 3 or any of the headsets. So you shouldn't use it. It's why most Quest games don't have bloom. But I would disable it. Even if you get it working, it impacts performance so heavy that they wouldn't let you publish it to the store, I believe. I think you have to have it disabled from the Quest Marketplace. But yeah, just don't use it. Accept that you can't use it. Get creative. Um, Door handles. That's right. So I don't know why this. It looks like this in here, but then it's rotated here, and it's not because the door's mirrored. It's the same on the other side. I'm not doing anything in the construction script, so it's not updating. Like I have an outline and a stylization material, and only need that. Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter what you need. It's not supported. You'd probably have to come up with a different solution, and I don't have one. Um, if the software doesn't support post processing, then it's not going to work. People have got mobile HDR working with the Quest by changing the render settings. I'm not too sure what they are. It's been a very long time since I've done it, but it doesn't really help with the performance. Wait, what? Rotating door. Light collision, right? Cool. We'll work on creating a new material now. Um, yeah, I don't know how you would do an outline effect on the Quest. I can't think of one off the top of my head anyway. Grab component, grab component. Their rotations are different. Which side's messed up? This side that we're on. So that side's right. Grab component, 180. Grab component. Try this. Yeah, post process tanks the performance. I go from 90 with it without to 45 to 70. Yeah, it's really bad. Because even if you're using the deferred rendering method, it still doesn't do it. What the, what? I am also very confused. Don't know why this is basically inverting. Oh, is it? It's not going to be something stupid like rotating door. It's updated in the rotating door as well. Door, door handle. I was worried that the collision's going to be the wrong way around. Oh, oh yes. I just realized in the door, I'm using collision boxes on the floor to detect if the player's on the right or left side. I don't have to do that now with this hand system. It just detects which side we're on. Yes, that works so much better. Anyway, greetings. Is it possible to make it so that you don't have to create borders and play right away? I'm not too sure what you mean. What do you mean by borders? That's the question. Uh, the logic is why is this one? Why is it wrong? It's like that on every door. I don't want to have to just go into here and then rotate it around. If this works, I'm going to be really annoyed. Why? What can cause an offset from here to the viewport? That works, but it's really annoying. AJ, what computer specs do you have? I have a 4090 with an i9 9900K. Um, not enough terabytes, like 6 terabytes. I'm still running out on my C drive. Um, two 4K monitors and a Wacom tablet that's under the screen that you can't see. Hope that's what you're after. I don't know what other information to give you. Can anybody figure this out? Why I've got to rotate this here to match up? C drive, I have the same problem. I think the problem is the fact that every time I create a new project, I put it on the C drive. Uh, Got like an Unreal project. I've got Source in here as well. Yeah. Stacked. I've got God knows how many versions of Unreal installed. I think I've got 4 versions of the default templates, and I've got 2 source builds, and then everything else. So it's just bye bye memory. I can't figure this out. I don't think it's because I've got 2 grab components on the same mesh. Oh, mesh would be fine. Yeah, it's rotated. Something to do with the grab component. That worked. So it was related to the grab component. Sides. Let's see what happens. I shouldn't have closed that. I'm going to need it again. So I mean, how to disable the creation function boundary in my Unreal Engine project? You can't. You need a boundary. It needs to map your room if you want spatial data. It's not going to know where anything is if you don't remove the boundary. See what happens here. I've got a feeling it's going to use the wrong door handle, but I'm not sure. In a perfect world, it wouldn't. Ooh. Holy flip. It's in the right place. Kidding. Oh, did I change them to both be both? Yeah, they're both set to both. That worked. I basically deleted the old grab component, added the new grab component. That fixed the positioning. Well, that wasn't meant to happen. Because I need to change this to stationary. Stationary interaction. I just didn't know my own strength. Just a game where you gotta pull door handles off. Okay, that one, that one. Oh, okay, I think that's it. It didn't rotate around because there's no code coming from the door handle. So in here we get this grab component right. I need to do grab component rename left side. And then we take this. I can just call first hand grabs. I need to clean up these grab components for the variables, specifically down here, because we don't actually use second hand anymore. So I can remove those event dispatches. Take both of them. There we go. YouTube just keeps shouting at me about the resolution, even though I thought I fixed it. Really annoying. Okay, still. Also, for anybody that wonders why the hand tracking is out on the right hand side, it's because I'm using the Quest Pro controller and it's just my right one is always out. Okay, let's grab. It didn't work. Do some debugging. Right side. It's trying. We just want to see if it's actually grabbing. That grab component's not being called. Not being called. Pretty much trying to debug now whether the grab component is getting the left side. That's not firing either. Local nearest grab component. I've got the other set up to do two-handed. It is working, so I kind of just assumed the door handle would do something. Very strange. So we are getting it, we're grabbing it. I don't think we need. Oh, strange. I have to change that. So why does the weapons work? Grab component. These aren't stationary. These aren't stationary, but the other ones are. Am I missing some code? Grab component. Try grab. Stationary interaction. I feel like it should just go straight through. We're gonna need a different one. Let's try this. It's gonna break everything else. Oh, it's gonna pull it off the wall, isn't it? Okay. That should be fine though. It should just go straight through. So the problem is not this. Let's work backwards. I had a feeling I missed something yesterday with the grab stuff, and I got a feeling this might be what it is. I'm not getting a print string. Door handle. Okay, so I don't get an output log on the screen, which is very annoying. So let's do one here, and then we'll just double check that log afterwards. Let's go. Okay, just grab that one a bunch of times. It's doing both. Rotating door handle. We're getting both door handles. Um, this breaks everything every time I do it, but let's try. I might have to come back to this one. I don't want to like waste time on the stream just doing the same thing. I want to try and get a whole bunch of stuff done. We got left side. That's cool. This might not work. It might do. Right, isn't it? There, I believe. True. Hands. Rotating door. Rotating door handle. Let's do left and then right. That one works, doesn't it? So it's going to be a case of if there's two grab components both set to both, then it doesn't know what to do. That one works, and then that one works. That one doesn't now. What if I do the left? That's because we set it to left. Right. So what's happening is it's not being told by the grab component that it's grabbing with both hands. That's fine. We're grabbing that. BG, honestly, watching you debug is great. I learn so much from my failures. Watching how other people approach problems is good as learning the fundamentals. Yeah, it can be handy. I gotta remember to try and talk out loud. If I don't, I forget what I'm doing. And then I've got to remember that I'm actually streaming as well. I don't think we need to touch the grab component. I've got a feeling that the issue's somewhere else. Because I'm positive this is firing. Print string. File. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it with each hand. So. Oh, can't even do that now. Right. Did I not change that to both? This system is so much easier to work with. God. I say that while it's broke, but it's still so much easier to work with. Cool. So that's firing there. This should be fine. Grab components. Where did I have the other print string? There we go. So that was reading left. That was fine. And then it's also reading down here, which means it's going all the way through the chain. So the grab component, we want to debug this. Let's go. Output log. Strange. I'll check those out in a minute. So we're getting that through. What the hell is this? Rotating door handle. Hmm. I have an issue when I put grabbable objects in drawers like the card, for example. It glitch and close the drawer and eject items inside everywhere. So we don't use physics in the template, so you've got to kind of keep that in mind. It's going to interact with the drawers. What you could do is you could change the physics information on the objects in the drawers, so they're heavier and they update their positions more. You kind of have to play around with the physics in that. Um, time to close the drawer instead of grabbing the object. I'm hoping as well that this hand snap system improves stuff like that, like grabbing the drawers. Blue Force, is Unreal easier as you? Is Unreal easier as Unity? I'm just starting. I'm biased, man. I'd say use Unreal. It's so much easier to code in. It's worked in. Plus the company isn't shit, and they're not gonna charge you for every install. My personal recommendation is that if you've got a good enough machine, use Unreal. It's pretty much dominating the game industry right now. But like I said, I'm biased. I've been using. I got on better with Unreal than I did with Unity. I started off with Unity for about 6 months, I think it was, and then so I went from UDK to Unity, did about 6 months in Unity, and then went to Unreal Engine 4 when it first released. Like I paid for Unreal when it first released. It was on a subscription membership. But I find Unreal so much easier to work with. You can guarantee that the stuff that you get is going to work. You've got engine source code, and then if you ask a question, you're likely going to get an answer on how to fix it inside of Unreal and not be told to go to the marketplace and buy a plugin to make something look nice. Because that was oh my god, that was the worst. I had a lecture at uni, and I had a Unity guy come in, and it's pretty much his first session was just open up Unity, go to the marketplace, download this pack, and this pack, and then put them in there and then use it from there. And I was like, that's not helpful. But yeah, I really prefer using Unreal. People crap on it all the time, especially Unity devs, saying that it's bloated and all that kind of stuff. But so is Unity. It's just about knowing what you need and when you need to use it. And for VR, it's really solid for VR. Everyone's like, oh, it doesn't work, but yeah. Thing is amazing. I've tried Unity for 5 months and hate it. Yeah, I hated it. Blue Pulsar. But there seem to be fewer tutorials. With Unity, you can find everything you're looking for. You can find everything you're looking for with Unreal. It's odd. People always say that there's no tutorials. Use Google, Stack Overflow, YouTube. Like every answer you need is on there. Yeah, most of the time it just takes you to my videos, or I Google something and then it takes me to my own videos, and I'm like, that's not helpful. But there's it's the same logic. The amount of times that I watch Unity tutorials to figure out an Unreal problem, it's the same logic. It's just a different medium. Man, trigger this. I started to learn Unreal now 3 months ago on and off. Unreal's so much nicer for new people, especially with people like GDXR to help. That's it. We got the Discord. So if you ever want to drop by and need to ask any questions, Discord's there as well. And unlike other certain Discord users, we're not going to just abolish the entire 5,500 Discord community just because they want to charge you for it. Oh, that was, man. I'm going to get comments are going to be a mess for this now. But yeah, it's huge, but really neat once you get around it. Yeah, it's just learning every other medium. Every software is good at what it specializes in essentially, and this is 3D. Shreyas, Unreal doesn't have some stuff. I'm curious what it doesn't have. Now that you say that, like, it doesn't. It has 2D stuff. I know people bring that up if you're doing 2D art, but it is there. You can do stuff with it. One thing that got to me as well is I went to a business event where it was like a local meetup, and there was a whole bunch of new students there from the university that work with Unity, and they were doing it for VR. And when I explained that, what is happening with this tracking? My right hand controller is just a mess. And my left one's dead. But yeah, when I explained that I'm a VR dev and I use Unreal, they were like, I didn't even know Unreal could do VR. And I'm like, what are they teaching you? It really feels like computer scientists just get it drilled into them that Unity is the only way to go. It's the only good solution. And it's like, it's not. You got Unreal, you've got Unity, you've got Godot, you've got oh, what's he making? Hazel. That's one in progress. Um, there's a whole bunch of engines out there to do whatever you needed to do. It's like the console war generation thing. Doesn't make no sense. If we change the subject before I just keep ranting. I think I spent like 10 minutes ranting about Unity versus Unreal. Ah, yeah. I'm not trying to get them to do other than have some stuff. Magic. I'm trying to make that from scratch, but scratch. It's hard, but I'm trying. I'm not too sure what you mean by magic. You can do whatever you want in Unreal, even make magic. I'm still new to Unreal. Have been working on it for a year or so. Yeah. Marco, hey, thanks for dropping by. Uh, BG, couldn't figure out how to get a button press in Unity, and it was really frustrating and stopped me wanting to learn development until I discovered Blueprints. So I started Blueprints because I've said that, I think I say this every stream, but I'm dyslexic. So reading C++ code or C Sharp and remembering everything I need to do, it's just extremely difficult. Whereas Blueprints helps me visualize that much easier, so it makes the development side better. Back in the old day when UE4 released, Blueprints was considered slow, but it's upgraded so much now that it doesn't make much difference. Unless you're doing a fully physics-based game or a full networked multiplayer game, then you don't really need C++. Like all of my client work, so I build e-learning applications for people, I do all in Blueprints. It's very, very, very rare that I need to use any C++. I think that's the thing, is computer scientists. I keep saying computer scientists because it seems to be like when people go to university, they do a computer science degree, and that's where they learn Unity, or they do a games art course at university, and then it's put in that way. But they seem to have a vendetta against Unreal or Blueprints because it's visual coding and it's not like C Sharp or C++. They kind of just can't get around that leap, which I completely understand. If you've learned one medium, it is difficult to switch, but you do need to consider that it is there for a reason and they work together. So it is really handy. Um, couldn't figure out how to get a button to press in Unity Discover Blueprints. For a small example, I initially tried my hand at Unreal in VR, and it was difficult for me to get started. Made more progress in Unity in 3 days than Unreal in 10 days. Personally, I would also prefer to use Unreal, but at least in my first test attempts, I found faster success with Unity. So, reading that, Blue Forza, my first guess would be you started off with a blank project and you tried adding VR yourself. That would be my first guess, and not using the VR template, which is, it's there for a reason. There's so many people who start this and do a blank template, and then like I can't get the headset working, I can't get the motion controllers working, can't grab anything. It's literally there to start from. I use the VR template to build all of this. Just save the time and jump right in. It'll be so much easier to get started with, trust me. Trace, like casting spells and stuff in VR. And yes, we can make everything in Unreal. And that's the amazing parts. Nasty Passy. But using both together, yeah. Using blueprints in C++, which is, I know what you're doing, Nasty Passy, is the best way to go. Like, you get so much more benefit out of it that it helps so much. And people just seem to concentrate on one or the other. I think that's the thing. Unreal's so big, you can't learn all of it. You have to prioritize what you're looking into. Like debugging this bloody door handle. Door handle activated. Sure is. Like casting spells and stuff in VR. And yes, we can make. Well, casting spells, you get the calculate the motion controller velocity for throwing out, and then if it's over a certain amount, and then it's less than a certain amount with a specific time, you do a trace from it to either where you're looking or from the hand's position, and then you play a particle effect, and you can do it that way. Casting spells using gestures. I can't really find how can I make gestures in UE. The MetaQuest examples for hand tracking have custom plugins built in for that, so you can actually do hand tracking in there. GitHub. Do I have it open? Oculus samples. Unreal. Babe, could you pass me a bottle of water when you come back through? Thank you. Unreal hand pose showcase. So this one, I'm pretty sure it's got different hand tracking stuff built into it. There we go. So you do thumbs up and right hand ASL. So you can just use that. That's where I would start. AJ, VR expansion plugin for Unreal, where it doesn't have that much documentation. VRE has quite a bit of documentation. I know he's active in the Unreal Developers Forum for Discord, which is where you'd probably go. But my problem with that is a lot of it is C++ based and physics based, which is really heavy on performance for stuff like this. BG, does anyone know of tutorials for pose interactions? I'd like to add a glide mechanic, but it's linked to a button press at the moment rather than flying pose. Stick two collisions on your player capsule, and when your hands overlap them, it activates flying mode. That'll be the best way to do it. Just two spheres where you can go through it. Marco, off topic, trying to schedule a session with you for a commercial project. Please check your emails. I will check my emails immediately after I finish this. Finish the stream. I'll get back to you. The thing is, I have used the GDXR temp, and now I'm trying to implement magic into that. See, I would do after this. See, I'm not too sure. It depends on the platform you're targeting and whether you're doing hand tracking. If you're doing pre-built animations, you could do a radial menu to choose a hand animation, or like a spell. That changes the hand animation, that you go from there. But I haven't designed the VR template to work with hand tracking, or just, yeah, hand tracking in general. So you need to get creative with it. I'd do a radial menu. I'd have a radial menu, so when you press it, it opens up the menu around the controller with your spells and stuff. Then you use the thumbstick to select which one, and then you can use the grip to like charge up and then throw. That's how I'd attempt it anyway. Thank you. Alright, cool. We're on the door handle. Just. Door handle activated. That's firing. So what isn't working? What are we not getting? We're not getting the motion controller. Oh, we're doing. Select, grab component, left side, get motion controller reference, plug you into there, you into there, change this to hand. Oh, do I need to do this twice? This needs to get the dominant hand, so we need grab right, grab left, get hand, get initial hand grabbed, get variable initial hand grabbed, right side. Let's try this. Plug that into there. Let's try. Yes, I've used the JSTemp. I'm targeting for both PC and mobile for the game. Yeah, I would use preset animations with a dial. It's the only way you're going to support both of them. That was working. Grab component motion controller reference, that's why. Do you like the Quest Pro? Heard people say it's bad. The only thing that's bad about my Quest Pro is the fucking right Joy-Con is just way out for tracking. But I used it again because I forgot to charge my Quest 3, and then I kind of haven't stopped. I really like it. I will go back to using the Quest 3 when I'm sorting out my AR pass-through content for Patreon. But yeah. Be right back, I have to do some home stuff. Awesome. That's no worries. You do what you need to do. Print string. Right, we're getting it. Station door handle. Print string. Hello. We just get a list of hellos. Once we've done this, we will set it up so we can be on either side of the door. So I'm holding this now just to fire that hello. So we should see nothing. Crap. This isn't even firing. I thought we... Or is it because the motion controls are empty? Hello, hello. No, it's still not firing that custom event. PG, does the handle rotate up and down? It does rotate up because I haven't clamped the values for it. So it will rotate further, but it'll only unlock if it goes down. See, there's the right hand tracking is out by about a foot. And that takes quite a bit of time before it updates. There we go. So yeah, I can rotate the door handle up, but it'll only unlock when it's further down. I just haven't got to sorting that out. Surely that should have fired right, left. Yeah, log. We did get it. We got it and it fired once. Why isn't the timer working? It reads left, so we're grabbing the left side. That's fine. Door it's going through. So motion controller, motion controller. We want to see it print right. Something isn't getting passed through. But it should read right. Motion controller right. What on earth? That is all working. It's just this set timer doesn't seem to be firing. That's not firing. It must mean it's being paused somewhere. He's gonna be happy. Come on. Does the right hand work on the handle? Both hands work on the handle. It's just not animating. That did it there because I went through the door. It's like this timer's just not activating. That's what's confusing me. So we know the timer. We know it's firing through the blueprints. It works for the left hand. Oh, that worked there. Woo. Access not trying to read motion. Trying to read properly motion controller add local. So what have I missed? I'm gonna keep this so we get the initial hand. I think it'll be handy, pun intended. And then we'll go from there. So that one up here into U. Right side, left side, left side. None of my variables are mixed up by the looks of it. Update rotation. Ah, I've got these in the wrong one. Let's try this. There we go. We don't detach, that's fine. Ooh, left hand's not working now. Why? Does it work the first time if I do it? Basically switched. It's gonna be. I know what's happening. It's because I've got the hand set to both. It wants left or right. It's not reading both. So if I do both, it needs to get one of them. Um, the grab component. It's trying to check if it's left. Um, rotate door handle. Both. Both. That reads through. We set this to both. If this is both, we need to get. I need to get the closest grab component. Um, I got a motion controller reference. Can I just do? Try this. If this works, I don't actually need the selects. I can remove that. I just want to test this before I delete stuff. Oh, oh, still open. What you then? Set the both. Oh my god, I feel like I'm so close. There we go. Double check this. So we can delete that. We can keep that. This side has to do deactivate. So left side on dropped. We just call this as well. File to save all. Play and test. There we go. That might be my positioning. Oh, that's strange. There we go. Cool. It officially works. Uh, Problem is we're not clearing something. Probably initial hand grabbed. Although this is just an enum, so it's just going to get the default. By default, it's set to left. Left side, left side. That's fine. Nice. And now, in the door, I have chord logic here. For this, I could delete these boxes. Delete that. Then I can pass through the data to here for the side that we're on. Rotating door handle. Do I do his on left or his on right? The best way to do it is going to be, because I'm not casting, just an event dispatcher. Rotating door handle. Is on left side. Is on right side. Call. So left side, just plug you into there. Side into there. Now on the door, do find is on left side. Actually, we'll do a sign. Sign is on left side. On right side. And now we can tell the door which side we're on when we grab the door handle. The problem is grabbing through the door. I think that might just be a problem in the whole thing. Fix that later down the line. Is on the left side. Is on the right side. Let's try this. You can tidy it all up afterwards. It's not much of a problem. Oh, they're both on. It's on the right side. False is on the left side. True. Why am I using this boolean? Rotating door handle. I'll go back to the door handle. I'm not even using this boolean. Oh my god. This isn't going to do what I want it to do. This is going to result in the same logic that we've already got. It's not going to stop me from activating the doors. Hmm. I think I might still have to have the box, you know. Let's go back till we get the box. There we go. We use the boxes to detect which side of the door we're on. That's fine. It is on the left side of the door. Then we go back to the rotating door handles. And then we just fully stop this from happening. Although it's still going to allow us to grab through the door handle. And it just won't let us unlock the door from the other side, I think. Let's go with it. Let's try. Side of the door true. If it's not, we're on the right. I might have to invert these because I don't know which side of the door we're on. Which one have I got for here? Rotating door handle. Left side pointing in towards the door. So this is left collision. Cool. We're just gonna have to fiddle with that. I can only grab it if I can basically see it. I think that's good. Um, Something to do with the rotating handle once we release. Back. Don't know. It's fighting. I think it's because I'm trying to grab it before it goes back to normal. So I think it's a case of having to wait for the door handle to return back to where it was before I can actually grab it again or open it. Back really fast. Still got a few people in here. That's cool. How's everybody doing? You all working on something fun? Just enjoying this Wednesday? Well, I broke it. So why did that change? Yeah. Yeah, grab it again and it goes back and now it's stopped. Oh, I think that's my check. Is it whether you can lock door handles? I'm sure we can go through. Something to do with the return. It's gonna be down here. First hand update rotation. We drop it. We pause update rotation timer, and then we make it update the location. Uh, it's got to be this. If I do this straight through, it's immediately going to stop. But I want to see whether I can actually grab it again. I need to figure out how I can clamp the values as well so the door can't rotate through things. Because we're not using physics, got to keep that in mind. I'm going to save this here. And then I'll come back to this later on because it's working enough that I'm happy with it. There's other things that I need to prioritize. It's going to be fixing all these interactions. I haven't seen it. Which one time is that one again? Which time is that again? Four. Yeah. Yeah, I can do another hour. Then we can call it. We'll see the little devil. What? This is gonna be the same setup as the door handle we just done. This is the new steering wheel I've been working on. So let me close some of these so we don't get confused with what we're doing. Alright, good point. Yeah, I'll do an alarm now. Cool. Another 50 minutes and then I'm gonna have to call it. Right, two-handed wheel. We've got you, we've got rotating door handle, rotating door. We need the rotating door handle because I'm going to use this logic here to set this one up. I don't think I'm using the grab component for a reference. I'm using the mesh itself. Cool. Double check this mesh. Show to do collision. Am I using complex collision and simple? Yes. It's a bit expensive, but it should be fine. Grab that side. Grab component right. Stationary. Grab component right. Both. Duplicate. Grab component left. Rename. Hand snap. Left. I had these as right, so I knew which side of the wheel we're on, but I'm going to change this around. Ooh. Yeah, hand, where are you? Strange. Grab component. I'm going to move that closer to the mesh. Bring this hand snap out. Pull grab component. Snap hand. Location left. I can do right. Both. Climbing. And then just so we can visually see it, which is not actually going to update, is it? Yeah, it is. Cool. Oh, it's the left side. I could really do with making some more animations. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Imagine it's inverted. I need to make sure that's rotated. I think. I'm still trying to get used to this system. Both. We'll just double check that the right hand works. Awesome. I can take my gun now. I can rack it. And then open the door. Peek around. I'll move the player start in a minute so we don't have to do this every time. But it's fun. And then it attaches. I just need to set up the code. Steering wheel. Need to set this one up as well. I don't think I've set this one up. Or that one. Cool. Huh. Sort that one out. Cool. I need to do a check to see if both hands are connected at the same time and go from there. So if grab component right is attached, then do that. Oh, I might have already. Have I already just sorted this out? This is only going to work right or left. I need to have. I need to have a system. I need to recode this completely. Specifically, have these two to detect on a bool if both of them equal true. Then we can use that. So. Uh, Side, right side. Left side grabbed, right side grabbed. Cool. If they both equal true, that might actually just do it. Second motion controller, that's not right. Wait. Go through. That might actually work. Let's move the player start. Can't wait till I get to a point where I can redesign this whole level. Put some artistic love into it. Trez, hey, I'm back. Welcome. Hope we managed to get everything sorted. We managed to get the door handles working, which is really nice. It doesn't go all the way around, but it does work. Brakes if you release, depending on which one. But that's why it says a whip. Or it was supposed to say whip. That one's sorted. That one's sorted. Nice. Yep, all done for now. Opening back up UV4. Nice. Cool, the door's working? The doors are working. What was the problem? It was the references in the door handle. So in here. So do I have the door handle still loaded? Oh, I've got it loaded up on the other monitor. We were doing all of this, and then it was the motion controller reference here. If I remember correctly, wasn't being set properly. And then in the door, it was going back. It was a whole weird thing. I can't exactly remember what I did to fix it. But we also have the door side, so we can detect whether we're on the right or left side of the door, which is quite nice. It was just a weird one. I don't know why it took so long to figure out. Okay. God, this hand system's so easy to work with. Ah, 1,000 times easier, isn't it? Okay, grab component. You are too low down. Move your ass up. And move you back down. So the grab component is in the right place. It's a child of the joystick, so it should move around, hopefully. If not, I might have to do a socket. We will test it. Drop again. Oh, God. The grab component viewport. Grab component right, right, left, left. That's fine. Grab component. This one's not working because the grab component should be working. Stationary. Right, left. Okay, let's take a look. I was fully expecting this one to be like completely bust. Not grabbing it. Why would we not be grabbing it? I know why we're not grabbing it. Because I was a bloody idiot in my last project. I was overriding the collisions. So no matter what you did, it overrode it on begin play to set them to VR interactable if they had a grab component. which was really bad. There we go. God, so nice. So event graph, grab component, static mesh. We need to make sure this is set to VR interactable. And now, I don't have the hand snap attached, but I should be able to actually grab it. And it's a good test because I'm not too sure if there's going to be any errors. Oh, we are grabbing it. I was fully expecting a list of errors there. Motion controller. Grab component. Stationary interact. Switch. VR interactable. Show simple collision. So we got simple collision on the whole thing. This is the one thing I haven't tested, is whether it works without the hand snap component. So debugging this one might be worth figuring that out. Shreyas, by the way, I have some good news. The game I'm working on got approved for the Oculus Star program. Nice! Bad news is it won't get the starter kit. Oh, it won't get the headset because I live in India. That sucks. At least you got into the program though. That's one hell of an achievement. Okay, it's not working because the grab component is gonna have something in here. Not the grab, the player. So I could go through this and just add it on, but I realized that I don't want to do that just in case. Cast failed. Grab component, motion controller. What did I? Even if I don't use the hands, I still want to be able to interact with stuff. So that's what I need to figure out. That didn't fire at all. So we're not even getting this far. It has a grab component. String. Because this is important. If people aren't requiring the hands and they're just using the motion controls, they're probably going to skip this. So I need to make sure that there's no reason for them to actually have to add the hands if they don't need them, which we'll see an example of in a minute. Hello, that's firing. Cool. Grab component. Complete. Didn't fire. Okay. Um, Local nearest grab component. See what happens. Local nearest grab component is not being set. This has a grab component, doesn't it? Switch lever. Grab component stationary. So that's fine. So we should be able to detect that. Component is greater than, it means we've got something to attach to. Oh, it might be this because I changed the distance earlier. There we go, we'll get the grab component. I have a feeling if I take this and I put it back to 99999 or whatever it is, it'll work. There we go. The grab has now become a lot more easy to work with. Oh, it's insane. Honestly, I was so excited yesterday when I got it working. I've spent about 4 or 5 days completely re-overhauling the entire system. So yeah, set that back down to 100. It doesn't work. Everything else does. Door handle's broke. Wait, I might have just have I broke something just in the door handle? I thought I just changed that there to 99999. Take me to a door. Yeah, it's not working. I broke the door handle apparently. Let's put that back down to 100. Putting it back down to 100. That breaks the lever, wasn't it? That one. Yeah. So why do we break when we're getting it and we know we've got it? Ah, for crying out loud. Too far away? I'm not actually grabbing it. I've got a feeling this didn't break the door. I've got a feeling I broke the door. There we go. All of that. Ah. So that way, if we don't want to do hands, controllers, we can then just take this and still do the same thing. There we go. Touch the desk. Oh, guys, this is feeling so much nicer. I think I've said it all stream, but it's so much better. And then just to add hand snapping, I just go snap component, child of grab, set that to be both hands. Give it a right, because I have an animation set up for that. Money hand right. And then the animation climb, so ladder, it grips pretty well. And then the blend space is going to be ladder, so we merge between those. Rotate that 90, move it up to be in the correct position, roughly. Compile, play. And then we should now, as easy as that, have a hand snapping system. Yes! Yes! But now we've got to get back to the door and we've got to fix it. Because it's not updating on the second one. What did I do? How did I break it? Where did I go wrong? I've only got like 20 minutes. Okay. They're all updated again, apart from the keycard stuff. Steering wheel's done. Kinda. I know it's not perfect. Wheel. Let's go. Shreyas, check the door again. I'm going to check the door. We'll do that now. Show game. An idea of when the next update will be available to download. I'm not entirely sure. I've got to get this all stable first, like what I'm doing now. I'll probably do this probably till Friday and kind of figure out whereabouts I am in it. I don't want to upload it full of bugs, which is why I've been trying to work my ass off to get this done. I've been doing some late nights. And then I've got to upload it to Epic, who then take about a week to go through it. It could take anywhere between like 2 days to a week for them to process the changes and get it uploaded onto the marketplace. So probably, ideally, I'd like it up by the end of next week, but I've got to double check everything and make sure it's actually in a functional state. Because I don't want to kind of drop this on people and then be like, oh, look, yeah, it's broken more than it was when I started. Plus, if I do upload it, the weapons aren't going to be functional. Because I kind of wanted that working, but I might just have to upload it so you guys have the better version of the hand grabbing and snap system done. But just put a note on the documents to be like, the weapons are a work in progress. It's there if you need it. And kind of go from that way. So that way people aren't waiting around for it all. Plus the climbing's broke on this. That's what I'm not happy with. You gotta give me 2 seconds, guys. I gotta go to the loo. I am distracted by my bladder. Be right back. Back. Wow. Cool. Oh my God, I'm so excited for this. This is finally getting to a point where it's like I will be happy to build my like dream project with it. Full blown sci-fi game. Okay, door handles are pretty crucial, aren't they? So the question is, how in the flying did I break it? Is it this? Am I on the right side of the door? Is that what broke it? So yeah, it was the being on the other side of the door that broke it. So we connect that up. Grab component, get the actual door, and go from there. Is on the left side of the door or is on the right side of the door? Um, I think for now I'm going to remove this. I'm not going to worry about what side of the door we're on, and I can come back to that. Let me do for the first time a note. One thing I did, I re-overhauled the whole thing, which I've stated. But one of the main bits I removed because I really wasn't happy with it was also the grab from a distance code. So I'm really worried about putting up the new template until something like that is back in because you guys had it for a little while. But the problem is, it was absolutely shocking. It was just so bad. So I'm not too sure whether it's if that's the kind of thing that's going to be a deal breaker for people. Be like, oh, the grab from distance code is no longer in it. I don't want to play around with all the bloody guns. Okay, don't touch the guns. We don't need to do that. Moving based on grab location, we get the hit point. I'm not too sure how to get the normal, and that's the problem. Right now, it just gets the mesh. Go from there. What happened? I was a bit distracted. Nothing. I was just making some notes of what I need to put back in. I was pretty much saying that the grab from distance code is no longer in it. I removed it. So one, it was overcomplicated. Two, it was unnecessarily overcomplicated. And three, the code itself was absolutely shocking. I kind of added it in there as an emergency thing for people, and I don't like it, so I completely removed it. I also need to go through and figure out how to actually remove these references without it crashing, because it keeps crashing on me. Um, so I need to add back in a grab from distance code, which I know people are gonna want. I just can't figure out a good way of doing it. Not yet, anyway. Not that's tidy and works with a new system. Although it shouldn't be too difficult to incorporate. Grab from distance is very useful. It is, but it's what kind of solution do I come up with? I was trying to do a Half-Life Alyx one previously where you point at an object, you flick your hand, and then it comes towards you, but it was really janky. Um, I'd like to go for something quite basic, in all honesty, and then people can improve on it for what they want. But it's detecting how I portray that to them actually getting it. A lot of people who play test the game really love the grab from distance. Uh oh. So I mean I gotta put it back in. Yeah. Because there was one I was watching Virtual Insiders video on VR guns now that mine are all working, just to try and get inspiration. And I can't remember which game they're playing. They play a few of them. But this one, pretty sure they've got a grab from distance examples in it. So they got like the Half-Life Alyx, and then they've got Bone Labs. They're pretty much showing how Bone Labs interactions are absolutely shocking. Um, Half-Life Alyx still has the best grab from distance stuff. Um, which one? There's a specific game he was in one of his videos, and he was able to grab stuff from a distance, and it was really nice. Was it at the end? I think he had this one, but I don't think it was all just Half-Life Alyx, or it might have been. Oh, it was the mods. But basically, I need to try and come up with a way to grab objects from a distance that is fast, intuitive, and really snappy. I think previously the problem was I didn't want an event tick running calculations on each hand for a line trace, but I don't think I've got any other option but to do that. So it would be a case of on tick or a timer, run the grab from distance code. And I was trying really hard not to do it on timer. Vent tick might be a bit heavy. That was my thought, especially since the idea is to target quests and mobile VR. Like I can disable it when you're grabbing something, so it's not constantly firing, which is what I did previously. But the problem with that is you're still, if you're in a cutscene, you're still running two line traces. They would be the only ones in the game running at that time, but I'm not too sure any other way of making it feel nice. You just gotta point at it and then press the grip button. I think this is a problem where I don't have any other solution to go around it. I need to add some kind of grab from distance thing. I wonder if I could do it as components. Grab from distance right, grab from distance left, and then if people don't need it, they can just simply delete the components. And then have that information fed back through here for like the held component, have that bypass into here. So when you grip and it's hit, it just fires this line or fires everything else and then feeds into the held component. I might have to do something like that. I'll get the motion controller and line trace from it. Go from there. Let me move this hand snap location to the actual blueprints because it's crucial now. Blueprints, fade volume. That's fine. Hand snap location in here. Blueprint class. Oh my god, I've only got like 10 minutes and I've gotta go. Do we do scene component? C on a component. Grab from distance. Event tick. We'll do an event tick for now, and and then go from there. Sphere traced by channel. That's going to be from the motion controller, so we actually need a custom event. Event. Activate grab from distance. Deactivate grab from distance. I can call these from the player. God, this cough. Wouldn't event tick with a lower delta time. Yeah, I can change that in here. So I could go to the class settings or one of these. Yeah, tick intervals. So it's still doing it every now and again. The problem is we need some kind of visualizer on the other end. But we can do that. We can reduce it down. And then I can also have these activate and deactivate it based on what we're doing. So in this one, I can give it a motion controller. Motion controller component. Begin play. Uh, I've already got a grab from distance ray. I need to remove that. Motion controller right, and go from there. I'm around 90 play testers tuned from my college to play the first level, and almost 75% of them spend time throwing their guns and picking them back up for 5-10 minutes straight. And then came the climbing part. That's the enjoyable part of things. Nice. It's so good to hear like people actually enjoying this. So what we can do is on initialize, basically get the grab component. Wait, I don't even need this. We'll probably use the activate in a minute. But variables, motion controller component, rename motion controller. That motion controller. Grab from distance. We are the grab from distance component. Right. Plug that in like so. Motion controller right. So now I've got a reference to the motion controller. We can detect where it is, distance, and we can get that information through here. Get is valid because somebody will break it. Is valid true. Location. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the code partially from VR controller, teleport movement. I have to Google this every time I do it because I can never remember the setup for a line trace. That'll do. Okay, I got 4 minutes till my alarm goes off. Why doesn't let me zoom in? Get wall location, straighten the target. Then we add. I'm pretty sure I've got line traces elsewhere. I could just copy them over. Wait, I can't see anything on this. Get world rotation, get forward vector. I might have to get the get aim. Yeah. Get forward vector. Multiply that by the distance. Convert that pin to a float. I can't remember if they're getting rid of double precision. 5,000. Plug that into there. Go from that. My phone's going off. Okay, guys, I am sorry, but I'm going to have to wrap up and leave this here. Might be able to do another stream tomorrow if you guys want to drop by. But yeah, FYI, I tried the GDXR template, an older version from last year on a PS5 dev kit, and besides the climbing, everything worked fine. I'll try the latest version soon. Show game, drop by the Discord in the GDXR channel, and if you can let me know what went wrong with the climbing, I'll take a look into it. Because I really, really want to make sure that it works with the PS5, but I can't get one I can't get a dev kit. I don't think they'll send me one because I'm not doing an actual game. But yeah, that'll be really cool. But yeah, I'll do a live stream tomorrow. I've really got to go, so I'm gonna just save everything, drop out, and then we'll take a look at the grab from distance stuff tomorrow. Should be good. All right, guys. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you later on. Bye.